Good day everyone, today's video, and today we have a scumbag alert on a user named MEZEK. I think this is how you say it, I'm not entirely sure. And this incident occurred after I finished one of my last GE grinds. As you can tell, well, I explain it in a future Spitfire video because I had a sub request for it, which is my last sub request for a little bit. So once that Spitfire video comes out, you are able to give me a request just to clear up any misinformation there. But yeah, it's taken a while, but I've been able to get a crap ton of G ready for the sale, and we will be getting a lot of free stuff because of it. So, before we begin, I'm actually going to explain something that I'm going to show at the end of this video. Normally, I would end a scumbag alert on just report away and stuff like that, which we will continue to do. However, this one will end with a bit of a difference. I've got some series ideas that I want to present to you guys, and I've done the thumbnails this morning, and I thought, okay, I'm sure people want to see it. For those who are not in the Discord server, obviously, there will be a link to the Discord server below. But essentially, I want to show you some new prototypes that I've been working on. Obviously, you may remember one of them from quite a while back, which I thought I'll let it settle in people's minds, and then I'll bring it back and see if people would still want to see it. So that's what we're going to do once this scumbag alert is done and dusted. So, after finishing my GE grinding, I decided to fly out with Harry to help him do his dailies, and he wanted to fly, well, not just to get the decal, because I kind of wanted it as well. We decided to fly 4347 Japan. Now, obviously, I tend to either pick Japperwolf, a Key 61 High, or this, the A6M5. This is a very nice aircraft in my personal opinion. I've always liked the Zero. It's one of those aircraft that I always get along with in my sort of playstyle. Um, but this battle was unfortunately ruined by the scumbag obviously stated at the start, Mr. MEZEK. And this individual was very unusual to deal with because he's in the mindset that if you call a target out on radio, it means it's his kill. Now, some of you may have that note or that sort of mind, and all I'm really going to say is I wouldn't suggest it. The main reason for it is because at the end of the day, you could call a target that's 6,000 feet above you, and someone takes it out, and then you team kill them for it. If anything, they're saving your ass. So, that sort of playstyle I don't understand personally speaking. But it's merely something that I wanted to just reiterate, which is why this incident happened. This player had this mindset. And if anyone who watches me at the moment has this mindset, please, for the love of God, don't do it. Because you're probably going to get your account suspended if you keep doing it. But even so, I just thought I'd point that out, which is why this incident occurred. And then obviously we can continue as normal. So, like I say, let's get into it. And like I reminded you, please don't do it. This sort of thing can get your account suspended if you keep on doing it. And I hope for the love of God this player learns it because you'll see at the end, well, towards the end, I should really say, of why that is a bad idea to do it, especially with the account that he has. Okay, so I'm going to jump us ahead because it doesn't happen till near the end, which is when the incident occurs. So in this battle, I'm teamed up with Harry in his Japperwolf, Arkansas in his Key 61 High, which I actually was going to choose, but I went with a Zero instead, and Tanker for you in his A6M2N because he does not have the vehicles at this BR, so he brought the closest thing, which he had in the tech tree. He's still working up his tech trees and stuff like that. We're encouraging him to work over his tech trees. So, just going to stop it here. Right there, I just killed a mosquito. And if you look, I have him blacklisted. MEZEK has called the target. Look at our altitude. I just engaged the mosquito that he called out. Now, if we take a look at his perspective, he doesn't really have a very good angle, and even then, I don't even know where he is in comparison to me. But you can understand where this is still rising from. So in the end, I decided to ignore the situation, and I went for this B-25. Now, typically I don't tend to go for bombers in Japanese aircrafts, especially Zeros. I tend to leave them for Harry to deal with it as Japawolf, or if I'm flying Japawolf, I will go for bombers if I have to. But I decided to go for this B-25 anyway. And after dealing with the B-25, I turned to the left and continued making my way down towards the area, because at the end of the day, the team needs backup. And it's at this point where another call-out of MEZEK's is done. You'll notice, just before I start firing, he made a call-out. Well, actually 18 seconds beforehand, but you get my point. And he called out this Yak 3. Again, he's in the mindset. Just remember that. So I engage the Yak 3P, I blow it out of the sky for kill number 3. He doesn't hit the aircraft from what I've seen, and even if he did, it didn't do any damage to affect the aircraft whatsoever. So that was still a fair engagement. So at this point, I spot a fuel trail and I spotted a dot, but that was actually the plane that tanker killed. That was a P-51C that tanker killed earlier. And I decided, okay, let's stay below the clouds. I'll let my teammates in the clouds deal with anything else, and I will spank anything that's on deck and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, I've still got a good amount of speed built up in my Zero in order to get to another location if I need to. Because for what a Zero, well, this Zero is, it really does shift for what it is. You don't expect this thing to be that fast, but it actually is for what it is. Well, not in comparison to other aircraft you might see in this BR. So, again, MEZEK calls out a target. I don't remember which one he called out for this one. I think he called out that Yak 3. I think. I'm not entirely sure. So he takes a shot and completely misses his shot. I don't know how he did it, but I took a pass, kill number 4. I see nothing wrong with that. And this is really the ticking point of where he starts to get really pissed off at me. But again, I, at the time, did not know his mindset. And as you saw, the plane that he actually hit, the Yak 3 with his machine guns, it had no visible damage. If it had lost its elevators, set on fire, I'd have left it alone. That's how I work. But now, just to get us ahead, I'm gonna jump us ahead, just to get to the final point of this incident. So, at this moment, there is actually a British P-47, the Thunderbolt Premium, making its way back to its base. And as you can tell, I decided, I'm on 4 kills, I might as well go for it. Might as well try and get the ace. Now again, I'm just going to point out here, MEZEK has actually scored a hit on this guy. Albeit not much. As you can tell, the P-47 is already leaking from an oil damage, which was not MEZEK, as far as I'm aware. But it appears the P-47 is leaking fuel because of MEZEK. I'm not sure if this was the AA as well. I'm going to assume it was MEZEK. So, let's continue. I'm going to put it to half speed as well. Now remember, the P-47 actually set him on fire, so he's not actually able to catch it at this point in time because MEZEK's engine is pretty much dead at this point. I'm coming in for the shot and I thought, okay, I've only got pew-pews left. I'm going to target the most vulnerable-ish area of a P-47 and I'm going to try and go for the cockpit. Which, turned out to be the good decision. However, after scoring my 5th kill and getting myself the ace, as you'll notice, MEZEK is out of gun range. He is not able to shoot at the P-47 at this time. I'll put it back to 1 times speed. I turn left to get towards my airfield, and he cuts me in 2. I honestly was just like, okay, well, get him, guys, because remember, I'm in a 4-man squad. And this guy chose the wrong day to piss off Harry, because Harry witnessed the entire thing, and Harry's got a no bullshit policy. I don't know what's happening with his Japper Wolf here as a bug, but Harry blows him out the sky, and in the end, MEZEK says to me to suck his balls, which, that's one way of trying to get someone's attention, but that certainly isn't the way I do it. But even so, that is the incident as a whole. I will quickly show his player card to you. As you can see, mostly plays Germany, Russia, and the USA. And as you can tell, he doesn't really have a lot of variety in his player card. So, go with it how you will. He even plays tanks a lot, and as you can tell, it's just the same shit, different day. And that's really what we needed to like show, was that this is just clearly a sad stat padder who was angry that people didn't understand his stupid mindset. And as you can even tell, he didn't even get any assists for this battle. If he critically damaged his aircraft to the point where he thinks it's his kill, why doesn't he have an assist? Anyway, that is the end of the Scumbag part. Let's go on to part 2, and let's quickly show you the series ideas that I've got. But obviously, as per usual, make sure to report this user. I'm fairly certain this guy might try and leave a comment, because there's been really odd talk in the Discord recently. But if this guy does leave a comment, please do not bombard him, and please do not bully him in any way, shape or form. I do not condone that. So, let's go to my desktop, and let's take a look at my series ideas. I'll see you in a couple. So as you can tell, we're on my desktop now, and some of you may remember this one. A while back, I did a video on the Key 45 Otsu, and I put forward the suggestion of a Forgotten Vehicles series. Now, I've had to fish this one out from my hard drive because it was in there for a while. I've done a couple of changes to it, like added the Black Widow Spider up on the top right, because, well, why not? But this is going to be a mini-series on vehicles that are going to be, or that are not really played anymore and are kind of forgotten. This will transfer over to tanks as well, so if you have any suggestions for this series and maybe something that you don't see a lot, please do put it in the comments below. I will be using I'll be using Thunder skill for the most part, although it's a bit unreliable, for seeing how many vehicles are played in the month. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to take it with a grain of salt. But I will also be going off my own personal experience. Then next up, we have a new series that I'm going to be starting. It's only a mini-series. Both of these are mini-series. It's just to add to the channel a bit more. This is a series called Remembering the Past, and as you can tell, I'm going to be using a P-36A to start off with. And down there, I've left a little Easter egg of Back to the Future with the DeLorean, because I thought, why the hell not? But this little mini-series would be based on vehicles that I used to play a lot back in the day, and barely play now. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be seeing how these vehicles do today. This will only be a short one. This will only be a short little series. However, I will make a playlist for it for anyone who wants to binge watch it, like I'm Netflix or something. But this is merely this is merely something I wanted to do to add to the channel a little bit more. And obviously with us having multiple different series, I thought if we have some mini series which some people may tune in for, then why not? We might as well try something new. But anyway, I'm going to let you guys off. I hope you enjoyed today's Scumbag Alert and just a little showcase of what's to come in the future. Obviously, if you don't want to see any of these series, please do let me know. And obviously, if we do have to do an episode on it and you don't want to see it, please do let me know beforehand. Obviously, join in the Discord server and private messaging me. Just make sure to keep me informed if you do not want to see these series. At the end of the day, I only do stuff that you guys want to see. But anyway, I will see you all on the next one.